Perhaps they will get bored of Raz. One can only hope. Five Claw! In such a place. Joan and Jode must have sent you. Raz needs a small favor, if you can spare a moment. It concerns the two large thugs over there. They try so hard to look intimidating, almost adorable, yes? They are tailing Raz. Raz already has tail, far sleeker than they and less clumsy to boot. But still, this one cannot complete his mission without first being rid of these annoying fleas. A mission most intriguing, yes? The pirate Captain Redblade seeks to raise an armada. Only Raz's sharp wits and sharper claws can stop this. So this one asks a favor. Distract the thugs, so Raz might slip out the side door. What do you say? Distract the thugs, and Raz will slip away. Then, meet this one outside near the tavern. Raz is reminded of that time in Velen Harbor. A bar, a pair of nasty thugs, and nowhere to go but out a window. Raz was picking glass out of his fur for days. Surely something will occur to you. Perhaps they can be driven away by a staged accident. Or perhaps you can find someone else to deal with them. That's what Raz did. As sleek and fragrant as ever, Five Claw. Raz must say he could get used to the salt air and delicious food of the archipelago. The drinks taste like bilge water, though. Such a pity. The Main! She is a treasure! One of the reasons Queen Irene felt it safe to travel. The Dominion is a fragile thing, you know. Some days Raz thinks he can feel its heartbeat in his paw. But heroes like the Main make the world just a bit safer. By all means, Five Claw, ask away. Shh, too many ears listen here, friend. Raz arrived in advance, as Queen Irene Arana Aldmeri made ready to travel to High Isle. Then, Raz caught a whiff of something bad, and this one was given leave to follow his nose. The Queen is well, thanks to you. This one heard all the details. The Ascendant Order, the talks, a daring escape from a moldering old fort. Raz will not soon let her forget what happened when he was not at her side. Oh, not yet begun from what this one has heard. Knowing the players, this is a card game that will take many hands to play out. Between you and Raz, great things may come of these talks, but we must all be patient and try not to get our hopes up. A scent he has not detected in a long, long time. From one of his earliest missions as an Eye of the Queen. We can talk more of this stench when not so many listen in, yes?
Ho there! Care for a bit of musical accompaniment with your drink? You could be enjoying that tasty brew while listening to a self-taught savant. Not that these swine know what they're missing. They only want to hear the old standards. I, however, only play original compositions. The uninformed may call them screeching and cacophonous, but that's only because I'm not famous yet. Ha! I'd be happy to. Always nice to meet an appreciator of true art. Now, there's just the matter of my payment. One original song coming right up.
Beefwit, knock off that racket.
Such an effective distraction. Raz could not have done it better himself. What do you say we continue this collaboration? This one promised you gold, and he would like to make good on his promise. Did this one give you the impression he could? Continue to help the Queen's Eye, and you will be paid handsomely. As handsome as Raz. Were you not paying attention? To stop a pirate. Redblade is gathering crew and ships to build an armada. They would threaten every port from Alinor to Balmora. Their plan hinges on a secret, a trove thought lost and forgotten. Just so, the Acalarius bequest, a ludicrous fortune sent by ship to Galen during the final years of Emperor Varen's reign. It was thought lost at sea, but somehow Redblade has learned its true location. As far as Raz can tell, no. We must find the bequest first. Luckily, this one has a place to start. Another eye, years ago, sought to recover the bequest, and we have her notes. What do you say? Help Raz claim this prize and save the day? This one knew you would agree. 90% of the time, Raz's instincts never fail him. You remember the thugs you shook from Raz's tail? We must find them. The tails will become the tailed. Poetic, yes? First things first, Five Claw. We must learn what our enemies already know. That means tailing those two back to their boss. Trust Raz. This is his bread and butter. Or cake and jam, which Raz likes better.
Damn it! Where did that cat skulk off to? I told you to keep an eye on him.
Yeah. You were there too. But should we tell the
We've
boss?
got a report in. But let's shake loose a few payments first. Maybe he'll go easier on us.
Could this be the same group? No way these thugs stopped an eye of the Queen. These two are criminals, not pirates. Their boss must be working with Redblade then. Raz begins to see the pieces fall into place. But let's confirm his suspicions.
All right. Time to tell the boss we lost the cat.
Well, now we know who we are dealing with. That is both good news and bad news. Raz knows who the thugs work for. The Tailed Tail used a members-only entrance to the local outlaws' refuge. Just inside the refuge is a gambling parlor owned by a local crime boss called Eve Grandvatch. If Grandvatch is backing Redblade, the sharp claws of knowledge will undo them. This one has dealt with Grandvats before. Raz will have to wear a disguise, but that is a small price to pay. Raz mentioned another eye who fell tracking the bequest, a skilled agent named Ronia. Raz always believed Granvat was behind her death, but could not prove it. Her ciphered notes were never recovered. Granvat must have finally cracked them. That is Raz's best guess. The only way we can be sure is to get in there and find out. Go. Enter the Outlaw's Refuge and make your way to the gambling parlor. This one will meet you inside, once he has donned the perfect disguise. Raz will see you inside. Keep a keen eye open. With this one's disguise, you will have a hard time recognizing Raz. When we were both younger, and Eve had yet to set up his little empire. The tale features a sea serpent, an Argonian opera singer, and a relic called Ariel's lute. Ask Raz about it sometime. It's a good one. Ronia was one of the very first eyes of the Queen. Raz only knew her for a few moons. She was a legend, an example for us all. Many of her missions are still kept secret to this day. When we were both younger, and...
These are my kind of people.
Keep your voice down, my friend. And take a moment to appreciate this one's subtle disguise, Now let's focus. Raz heard the waitstaff say that Granvatch's office is through the high-stakes suite. That could pose a problem. The High Roller Suite, they call it the Patrician Suite, is for game winners only. This is where you come in. Raz has an idea. One of the games they play is Tales of Tribute. Are you familiar with this card game? Excellent. Raz cannot risk being recognized, so you must play in his place. Here, take these chips. Do not ask where he got them. After you win, head up to the Patrician Suite, and do not worry. Raz will be close behind. You will play well, Five Claw. Raz is sure of it. This one will stand by, looking casual. He's very good at this. Raz has had a great deal of practice. Apologies, Five Claw. This one is far better at dice than card games. Just ask the Queen if Razumdar is safe to challenge in dice. Her answer will be pointed and memorable.
Salutations, newcomer. We're playing Tales of Tribute at this table. I see you have a stake. Are you interested in a game? As the guest wishes, of course. Present your decks and we shall play.
I saw it all, but don't worry. Even Raz loses a game sometimes. In a way, this is more fun. It means we will have to do things the old-fashioned way. A break-in. To go where we are not wanted. Brings Raz back to his days as a kitten. He was endlessly causing trouble for his mother. simpler times. Exactly! Plan A did not work, which is fine. Plan B is just as good. Raz will stay here in the parlor. You head back out into the city. After a moment, Raz will cause a distraction. The parlor is below ground, yes. But the patrician suite is above the parlor. The suite should have a view of Vastir. While Raz keeps the thugs focused down here, find a way inside. Perhaps a ramp or ladder. Get creative. Well done, Five Claw. Let's hunker down and see what we can see.
Where are you damnable pirate? We need to talk.
Are we going to discuss how your thugs lost track of the cat? I may need to cut you out, Grandfatch. In more ways than one.
Let's get in there. What? Ronia?
Damned cat.
Intruders! Guards! To me!
This one will grab some documents. Make tracks, Five Claw. Things have taken a turn, Five Claw. Of all the places this search could have led us, Raz did not think it would be to a dead eye of the Queen. Not to Ronia. It seems that way. This one supposes he should not be surprised. A spy faking their own death happens more often than you may think. But why? What of the treasure? This Red Blade persona? Raz smells a rotten tail lurking beneath his whiskers. No, not a bit. Ronia, Red Blade, whatever she calls herself now, her goal is still the same. To find the bequest, form a pirate fleet, and plunder the ports of Tamriel. We have to stop her from finding the treasure. Ah, but during our daring escape, Raz helped himself to a few letters. It seems our friend was a prodigious scrivener. The letters may have the answers we seek. Seems the crime boss has connections all around the region. Raz will pass this along when we are done here. Raz thinks Eve regrets going into business with... Hold your paws. Based on this, Red Blade is at a dig site on the coast, somewhere near Fawn's Thicket. Back into the fray then. Raz will meet you at Fawn's Thicket, Five Claw.
My hair? I know you're hungry, but my robes aren't for eating. Oh, maybe they can help us.
Glad you made it, Five Claw. Raz thinks we should split up. The letters mentioned water, so let's head for the far side of the thicket. See you there. This must be it. Let's get inside. Ronia must be here somewhere, and likely she's not alone. Time to put on our serious faces, my friend. Look at that ship! It must be the vessel that carried the Aquilarius bequest years ago. We need a plan, Five Claw. Luckily, Roz came with one prepared. We must get dramatic. We collapse the cavern, bury the ship, and deny the world the Aquilarius bequest. There's enough stone in this cavern to ensure this treasure is never, ever found. What do you think? Eve didn't exactly impress Raz with the quality of his operation. Who knows how many people are aware of this place? And if the Covenant, the Pact, or even the Dominion found out, Galen could become a new front in the Three Banners War. Raz hung back in Vastir to get these. Some alchemical charges. He had them made specially by a Vindusk Ranger for an operation that never happened. Look for the pillars holding up the ceiling. Place one on each, and when we're ready, boom! Raj will place the charges this way. You follow the path and place the others. Good luck, Five
Mean nothing to me now. The bequest belongs to Captain Redwood.
Yeah, try to spell out.
Move your toes and let's get out of here! It's done, Five Claw. Whew. The Aquilarius bequest is buried for good. And you saw to it that Ronia, that Red Blade, won't be sailing the Abyssion ever again. Raz could use a break. First, Raz will sleep for a week. Then he will report to the Queen. This one thinks he may just leave Ronia's name out of his report. But you, Five Claw, are someone worth mentioning. Here, as promised, your reward. Moons keep you safe. Who knows? Perhaps Raz will meet a nice druid boy while he is here. This one likes plants as much as the next Khajiit. Galen really is quite beautiful, yes? Of course, of course. You would think Raz was going to curl up and fall asleep right here at your feet. Huh. Actually, that is not a bad idea. Of course, of course. Raz hopes so, Five Claw. Most folk believe the treasure was just a story anyway. And if anyone follows hints from Vastir to the caves, well, they'll have to dig out a mountainside for even a handful of coins. In this one's opinion, a job well done. Not great, kitten, not great. Raz wishes he could say he was even surprised, but he's not. This war. Raz knows in his heart the Dominion is on the right side of things, but it has gone on so long, and so things like this will continue to happen. Ah, kitten. Raz could tell you, but then he'd have to kill you. Do not worry. You wouldn't feel a thing, and he would be most respectful with your remains.